what are we jamming on now, Jay? What are you jamming on now?
2 games for once. This is the least amount of games I played in a week because work is busy. But yeah, Super Mario World 3D. Still playing that with Jesse when we have time. So fun game. Yeah, just can't say enough great things about it.
Just as you were talking about not getting on your Switch.
Exactly.
Down here.
Exactly. It's the only game I play on my Switch if you discount Just Dance because that's just working out and Ring Fit. Those are pretty much just workouts.
Actually, I was looking at the controller on my living room table. Is like super dusty.
How things have changed. But yeah, and then NBA 2K21. It's on Game Pass now, but I bought it when it was on sale a couple weeks ago, right before that for like $19. I finally just gave in. It's just so fun. Like, just you need to play the game so you can come.
I saw it.
Play.
I have my own thing to say about this. I saw that because that and Madden are on Game Pass now.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded Madden. I haven't played it yet. I downloaded it. The absolute maximum I would even think about paying EA for Madden is $0. So because it's $0, I downloaded it and it took fucking forever to download. And like I tried to fire it up because Xbox will say like, oh, it's ready to go, and like you fire it up and it's not actually ready to go.
I always wait until it's fully 100%. I don't know why that happens, but I always wait.
Yeah, it would like let me. It was like letting me play an exhibition game between the it knew, which was weird because this is a new Xbox. I've never even had an Xbox. I don't have an Xbox account. I don't know where it could have possibly gleaned this information. But I turn it on and it's like it asks you what your favorite team is, and the Bills were already selected, and the Bills are not first in the alphabet, so I don't know how they knew that, but. But so it asked me whether my team, and like I inputted that my team was the Bills, and then like it just started a game between the Falcons and the Packers, and I was like, is this a demo? What the fuck's wrong with this? And like I'm like, no, it's like the game is going. I'm like, I hit exit, I quit, and I go back, and it's like, oh, this is all you can do right now. So I haven't actually played it, but maybe I'll. The point of this being, maybe I'll try 2K21 too, because it's free.
I'm telling you, man, it's fun. I'm hooked again, and I'm mad at myself for being hooked again on this game. But it's a fun game. Like I love the My Team mode specifically, and I'm not talking about like creating your character and like that whole thing and all. I know there's several other modes that people love, but for me, it's all about the My Team.
If I did it, I would absolutely do that again because I loved that in every way except the gameplay.
That's
I could well, 2K20, I guess.
I don't know if it feels different to me, but like I just feel like I'm better. Maybe I'm used to it. I don't know.
I need you to tell me and be honest with me. If I can't shoot fucking layups with at least a 50% success rate, I'm gonna throw the Xbox off the fucking rail. So I need you to tell me very honestly whether or not you can shoot layups in the game at a realistic clip or make them at a realistic clip.
I think you can. I only recently, as in like yesterday, started missing layups, but I think it's because I was having some Irish cream. I don't know what was going on, but I was missing layups and I was very upset. But like normally, I'm balling and it's fun. Like creating your own team in your own arena. Like I still love playing against other people, even though I mostly still lose. I'm really good at the 3-on-3.
Oh god, I would.
But like go
playing
online. But that's what I mean. That's why it's fun to me. It's like. You're not always just going and getting annihilated. I love going into other people's arenas and seeing like how they did their team in their arena and like them coming to mine. It's just to me, it's just the most fun thing. Like I love the My Career where you create your own single player. Like I've done that. I think we talked about it before for like 2K 15, 16, 17. But the My Team is just my jam now. So that's it.
Okay. Well, before I even get into games, I want to bring up that documentary I posted about the Playing with Power. It's Nintendo focused. It's everything about the marketing and shit suggests it's incredibly Nintendo centric. I was actually impressed with how industry wide the focus was once I actually got into it. So I hesitate to call it the Nintendo doc, but it's kind of the Nintendo doc, and it's on Crackle. Which is I had to download it. It's just awful app, but it's free, so whatever. Advertising, but yeah, the actual doc it's 5 episodes. There may be, I think they're less than an hour each, but so not the most massive time commitment, but it's really fucking well done, dude. I would say And I said this about that last doc that was on Netflix, the one, like, to me, like, I just have insatiably consumed so much useless video game knowledge already to date that, like, a lot of things like this I'll watch. I'm like, I know that. Everyone knows that. It's the first thing on the wiki page. Like, you're putting no effort into this. You know what I mean? So, like, it's very easy for video game historical shit to do that, I think. And they do a great job of going deeper. And there's tons of shit that I'd never heard, seen. They really go into, like, there's a lot of archival footage and stuff. And maybe someone who is more versed in the Japanese side of it would view these things the same way. I did not, fortunately. But there's a lot of, like, Japanese commercials and just a lot of Japanese media that I'd never seen before. That was, Famicom stuff and stuff like that. It was really cool to see that. And they also do, and it's such a cool thing. They do like basically when he does, this fantastic documentary filmmaker tactic or idea, basically solution for, you're doing a documentary, you want archival footage to cover kind of everything you're talking about. Either that, if you're not on an interview, you want to be on archival footage. That's the yin and yang of documentary making for the most part. But because a lot of this stuff is older and they didn't have footage, they made these little miniature dioramas of just scenes, basically, like the old Nintendo headquarters back when they were just a playing card company, and then, like, in the Nintendo offices and stuff like that. So they would have, like, these really detailed, super fucking cool looking, god damn it, I want some of these things, little dioramas of, like, various Nintendo, the warehouse where all the Donkey Kong machines were, that got that America rolling, like stuff like that they no archival footage existed for. They would do those to visually convey what's being talked about in the interviews, and it's just super fucking cool. Really, really well done, and it's free. You can't really beat that. I was thinking maybe the director, Jeremy Sneed. I was thinking maybe he's a good Order of Erdrick interview candidate, because, I mean, clearly, if you fucking do 5 hours on this stuff as deep as he did, I'm sure he has shit to talk about that didn't make it into the doc, much like Blake did, for Console Wars. So I was thinking maybe that's a good person to reach out to, and he's a filmmaker, so I could probably fucking get him to listen to me. So,
dude, that would be great.
Yeah.
Get on that, John.
Yeah, I'll get on
Bring him
it. So definitely fucking drop it in your quay, dude. It's fucking it's nice. It's a good watch, and like I said, not a terribly demanding commitment. It's actually got one of your Xbox bigwig boys in it. It's Spencer something or other. Spencer, I don't remember his last name. Spencer Long, maybe? I don't know, but I think Spencer Long's a fucking football player in the Jets. Not
natural football reference.
But yeah, I forget what his title was, but I mean,
Phil Spencer, perhaps.
Maybe that could be it. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah,
the current head of Xbox probably makes sense with him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was definitely he's a bigwig for sure, and he had a very, it's the only real thing I get out of my college degree, the Fisher College of Business at the Ohio State University, is just an endless, a bottomless well of dime store business terms, and like when I hear people just throwing those around, like, I know, like, there's just, because the thing, okay, I guess really what I'm getting at here is, like, I know I don't need to use those words to communicate ideas about that stuff, but you use them just because you were taught them, and they sound like you really know what the fuck you're talking about. But you could easily convey the same information without so many of those words. And he could just tell, like, a lot of the shit out of his mouth. It's just like this very, like, he's been using these in fucking meetings, these words in meetings for fucking a decade, and he just uses them because it makes him sound like he fucking really knows it, but he doesn't need them, you know what I mean? And, like, I don't know, because I also have that background, I enjoy listening to people do that, and he does that a lot. Anyways, so yeah, definitely watch that. So I just want to get that out before I start talking about games. Okay, so how I recommended The Tourist, and I was like, you gotta fucking play this game. It is absolutely, like, nonstop fun. You will. It's like a mandate 100%. You will fucking. It's incredible.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. So I got another one that's the same deal.
Oh, man. Here we go.
I'm Pikuniku, I think is the pronunciation.
Pikuniku.
Is okay.
Pikuniku.
Have you played that?
I have not. I just obviously working at Microsoft, I'm on calls, and I was on calls when I first started talking about this game because people were just like in the chat, like, "Oh, this is a great game. Pikunique was great," but I've never played it because I'm like, I have no idea.
Super fucking fun, man.
Really?
It's got also much like Tourist, it's got a crazy cute art style, and there's an awesome sense of humor to the writing. So I fucking always love that, and it's just the gameplay is just they're just super fun. It's like Mario level. Um, all the things you can do with your hat and shit in Mario. That's just like this super. It's super simple and straightforward, but just so varied and so fun. It's just like they just nailed. They just figured out how to make I've talked about with those fucking old game designers. Like number one thing, make the activity that you have to repeatedly do. It has to feel fun, or you're not going to care about anything else. And they just fucking nailed it. It's super super fun. It's like the setting is it's a corporate dystopia theme, and I always fucking love those, where this robot company is basically ruining everything of this world. They're like exploiting everything and fucking just monetizing everything and like just fucking up the world. But all the inhabitants are like these cute cartoony characters, so it's a weird mashup in that regard, that there's like these really serious themes and tones and conversations happening, but it's happening in this ultra cute world, so that's interesting. And this company is like basically just giving everyone a ton of money and like to shut them up, like everything they rip, like as they rip shit out of the ground or take their water or rip their corn or whatever it is, they just throw money down out of these ships at them. And like everyone's like, oh, they're giving us money, it's cool. Don't fucking fuck it. It's just like it's a really funny expression of capitalism, basically. Yeah, it's got a super fun couch co-op mode too. That's always awesome. It's not like it's different than the one player story mode. You're not playing the same things, but it is still well done and super fun to play as a couch co-op. It's got 9 levels. Some of them are kind of like a racing deal where you get these little cars and race each other and shit. So that's fun. But yeah, the one player story is also fucking awesome. You find a Nintendo in one of the houses. There's just a lot of little shit that's just really good and really smart and really well done. And I just cannot recommend it enough. The second I started playing it, every free second I had, I played it until I did everything. Just like with Tourists.
Wow.
Can't put it down. Gotta finish this. I'm not gonna do anything else till it's done. Like, this is fucking great, and then you're sad when it's over, so that's I think the perfect compliment for a video game. So yeah. How do you say it again?
Pikuniku.
Yeah,
that's one of those hidden gems then, because people would talk about it, but I saw the art and I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, when you get into it too, the art.
I forgot about it.
You'll love the art once you really get going in it, because it's just, I don't know. Yeah, that's simplistic. I don't know. Just fucking, it's good game design, man. So yeah, I played the shit out of that, beat that. Amy and I beat Grim Fandango, or maybe I should say more aptly, we Googled our way to the end of it. So I got that out of my life, which is good. Nice. And then the major thing to talk about, dude, Spiritfarer. Have you played Spiritfarer on Game Pass?
No, I've seen you playing it quite a bit.
Nonstop. Yeah, probably put 50 hours this week. Dude, it is absolutely beautiful animation. Like, I don't think I've ever played a game on top of that beauty, like the aesthetic of it. I don't think I've ever played a game that does a better job of conjuring emotional, like an emotional response to the characters and story. Like, it's so focused on that aspect. And like, at first I was like, I felt like I thought it was like what's the it seems like busy work, and like, because you're thinking about it like a video game, but once you get into the story, like, it's focus on emotionally connecting with each of the characters that you deal with in the game is fucking incredible, dude. It's so well done. Like, the idea is that the game starts and you don't really even know what happened. You just kind of like come to consciousness, and the old River of Styx ferryman is telling you you're now going to take over a boat on this river, and you're going to help recently deceased souls and shepherd them to closure on their lives before they move on to the next phase of whatever the hell you believe in, right? So super deep, or super heavy, I guess I should say,
right?
Subject matter, again, kind of contradicting what is just a beautiful world, So these you encounter these characters, and once they reveal themselves as needing your help, you bring them onto your boat, and they all the like people or all the inhabitants of this world are they kind of have this like stock look to them to some degree. Like, I mean, they may be tall, skinny, short, whatever, but it's like this weird humanoid kind of figure. But once you bring them onto the boat, they transform into an animal expression of their personality. So you have everyone on your boat is some kind of animal, and usually there's like some sort of interesting, cute thing. Like there's like a big bull character who is in real life in his life was a like a mafia heavy, and he has a split personality disorder. So he talks about himself in like him and his brother, but he doesn't fucking know that he's only talking about himself, So you like, and that's the thing. Like everyone has like the dude. It's I don't even know where to begin. Kind of. It's like everyone is like they're incredibly complex characters with like really fucking brutally human elements to them that are so well done and so well filled out. There's just nothing about any one of the characters that is like kitschy or you feel like it's just a trope or an archetype. They're so fucking well done. And again, it focuses on these interactions you have with them, and like the whole tree of progression in the game forces you through these things where you learn about them, and they tell you stories that are so fucking. One of the guys told this story about fucking he was in, and like he's like kind of an unlikable character too, so it's like a turn on how you feel about him, and that anytime you can do that in storytelling, that's great. And like, so yeah, he like told this story about how he was in the military, and his I almost feel like I'm kind of spoiling this, but it's so good. Whatever. It's only one story. There's a million other. If you feel like I'm spoiling this for you, there's a million other incredible moments of this game. So don't worry about it. But he like tells a story where him and his platoon or whatever are out in the field, and they were hungry as fuck. They hadn't eaten in a while, or they were eating bullshit or something, and they stumbled onto this like cache of food or something, and as they were like getting into it and they were going to cook it, and it was like spaghetti. It was pasta. They found this pasta with spaghetti sauce fucking some way or another, and they were about to cook it, and one of the guys gets blown up by a fucking landmine as they're like go to cook it. And he tells a story about how this guy, this fucking soldier who's a kid, and he's like I'm not going to give you the full details, but like I'm holding his fucking innards in my hands as the guy's talking to me, and he's like the young kid, the soldier tells him like, don't let anyone have some of my. I'm about to cry telling the story, dude. I cried the other day. I'll tell you the story. I cried the other day about another thing too. But like fucking, he's like, don't tell anyone, or don't let anyone eat my portion of the fucking pasta. And it's the last thing he said. He died. And like, that's the end of the story. And you just go back to your fucking thing. So that's happening with these characters, right? And that story, the story element of, is woven into an amazing resource management and building system that manifests itself in the form of building and improving your boat. Like, it's kind of somewhat unrealistic, actually, how massive you eventually build your boat, and the idea that you're supposedly traversing this kind of river thing. I mean, the map is more of an ocean, but whatever, that doesn't matter. It's a huge ass boat, so you have to like build all these buildings, you have to learn how to craft things, and like there's complex crafting systems. Honestly, it's like it's probably as I bitch about the Witcher crafting system, but I care about this one. Like this one's like every bit as complex, if not more so, but I care about it. It's interesting and it makes sense, and it happens in a way that's like this gradual teaching progression that you can actually wrap your mind around it, as opposed to Witcher that kind of just dumps you into it and you got to figure it the fuck out, and you have no idea. There's no guidance. Like that's the thing. Like each one of the characters come on board and they have a real life expertise, so they help you. They teach you how to do these things that are part of your resource management system, and building system. So, so fucking well done, dude. Yeah, like another stuff. Like, I was playing Sunday, dude. Tear the fuck up. And like, this isn't a story they tell, so I'm not revealing story here, but you help you have this old lady character, and she has advancing Alzheimer's throughout your time with her, right? And by the end of it, she thinks you are her daughter. You play this young black, like you're avatar is this young black girl, and she thinks, and you have a hat. She gives you a hat, and like the hat reminds her of her daughter, and she starts getting into this world. She thinks you're her daughter, so you spend the tail end of it like helping her around. She talks to you like you're her daughter and shit, and she just has no idea where she's at, who you are, yada yada yada. And each time you help one of these characters move on, you have to go to this area, this river, and you slowly row them down the river, and they tell you a few little more stories, and then they go. And you're rowing down the river, and she's talking to you like you're her fucking kid, da 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 da. And then you get to the very fucking end, dude, and she like snaps into clarity, and she knows who she knows who you are. She knows who she is. She knows that she's been out of it, and she has an exchange with you, and fucking goes, dude. And dude, I'm fucking crying again, like Niagara fucking Falls.
What?
Man. I was fucking like just like trying to not let Amy see, like fucking.
Whoa.
I was fucking crying my ass off, dude. It's I don't know, man. It's fucking. It's the probably the best game story I've ever seen. It's fucking.
Wait a minute.
It's incredible.
The game has made you cry multiple times. It's got you crafting stuff. Like what? I never thought.
It's
like,
so fucking good, dude. It's such an honest portrayal of the good and bad that people have in them, and how neither side of that coin should define someone. Like it just does it. I know that's heady as fuck, but it just absolutely fucking nails that. Like I just cannot stress enough how human everyone is. All the characters are. It's so fucking good, dude. And you know, and it's like, and it's not like, I mean, you know, because I've been playing 50 hours this week. This is not the first week I played it. It's got like substance to it. It's a long game. I actually found a new character. Like, I thought I was almost done. I should have known better based on fucking clues, but I thought I was almost done, and like I'd gotten everyone, and no, I just fucking found a new character last night. So, yeah, dude, incredible game, incredible. I cannot, and it is like, dude, it's like Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon level busy work. Like the chores that you got to deal with are fucking. It's just a clinic in tedium. Like, oh, I don't know, not in a bad way, but just like in that, like, it is repetitive. You got to water these. You have like crops. You got to water the crops. You got to fucking milk the cow. You got to feed the cow. You got to feed the sheep. Got to fucking mill the fucking grain. You got to fucking build. You got to forge things in the foundry. You eventually, like, one of the late stage things is a blacksmith. You got to take the alloys, and you got to hammer. You got to put them into the fucking kiln, and then you got to hammer them out on the fucking thing. You got to loom. And like each one of those little things has its own little kind of mini game that you execute the processing of the materials with. So like I think the one I like the most is probably the log one. So the sawmill you have, you take the logs in, and to get planks out of it, which, you know, is a major building block for a lot of things, of course. Like you put them in the machine, and then there's a thing up top you can see the logs going by on, and each log has like this kind of like line through it, and then the line changes log to log, like just the pattern of the line, and you have to take this, what is in essence the saw, the blade of the saw, and you need to drag the saw on the line as the log is auto scrolling, you know. So like it's hard, you know, or not. It's not hard, but it requires focus and effort. It's kind of like I was talking about with Dragon Quest, that the crafting system for Dragon Quest, how like it's like a super stupid little mini game, but it's somehow it definitely incentivizes, because you get more resources, obviously, if you do it well. So like it incentivizes you to do it right, and it is a mechanic that is fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's a lot of the loom is the same thing. Like each thread or fabric that you make in the loom it has the thing going like this, and you need to it has a little cursor that's like the sweet spot, and then an acceptable range in general outside of that sweet spot. And each material, the more precious ones, have smaller things and stuff. So you need to each pass for each processing of each resource going in, you have to, like, you're trying to hit that cursor perfectly, you know what I mean? And it gives you a little and like it has a little light. It's just like it you know, it gives the rat the fucking pellet perfectly. It's fucking so good, dude. Yeah, man, it's a really, really good game that I highly recommend.